former House of Delegates member, newly engaged Joe Morrissey. Joe, Merry Christmas to you and your family. Hope you have a great 2016. Great to have you with us, Joe.
John, Merry Christmas to you and your staff, and hope you all have a very safe and blessed 2016 as well.
All right.
And you're talking here right now. I got you on speaker because Myrna's been listening to you for the last 5 minutes as well.
Well, Myrna, great to have you with us now. Joe has definitely, Myrna, the luck of the Irish. And as you know, I'm in the political prediction business, Myrna, and I'm seldom wrong. In fact, I was the only person in the country to say that Morrissey would win re-election as an independent to the State House in 2015. He did win that. I also predicted back in May that Donald Trump would be the Republican nominee. Everybody made fun of me. Now I'm a genius. Now, Myrna, we understand that Joe asked you the big question about a week ago. I would have made the odds on that about 35% max. But Joe asked a big question, and wow, I can't believe you said okay. What's up?
There was no doubt that I would say yes.
Well, that's a pretty firm answer. There's no doubt. Well, Myrna, best wishes. Joe, congratulations. Have you set a date for your wedding?
John, we're going to get married out at my farm on Verona at the end of May, the beginning of June. We don't have the exact weekend picked out, but I think, as you know, we have a new addition that we're expecting in the beginning of April. So we're going to have a very busy spring.
Look, no question about it. So, Myrna, just very quickly, where did Joe pop the question?
Joe popped a question in New York overlooking Central Park.
Oh, that's pretty snazzy, Joe. Very nice. Very
nice.
It
was the what was that, 35th floor of, what was the restaurant?
Asiati.
Asiati. It was and listen, for those folks that don't think I have any romanticism to me, here's the deal. Gave the ring to the maitre d' beforehand. She knew what was going on. I said, whatever we order for dessert, that's cool. When you come back, have the ring in the covered dish, put it in front of us, and she's thinking, oh, that's the dessert that we just ordered. I pulled off. There's the ring. Totally surprised, and the maitre d' even I didn't even ask her to do it, but she even videotaped it. So she was caught completely off guard, John.
Well, I tell you what, Joe, that is very romantic. Ring in the dessert dish, restaurant overlooking Central Park. Very well planned out. You pulled out all the stops, no question about it. You know,
I did it, and in fact, before we went up to New York, I had the person from Jared's call up and say, "Hey, sorry, it's not going to be ready." So she thought there's no way that this is going to happen. And I mean, would it be fair, honey? You were 100% surprised.
100%.
All right.
So it was great.
That's fantastic.
We're really lucky, John.
Well, Joe, you know what? That's fabulous. And Myrna, again, best wishes. Joe, congratulations. And the Fräulein and I fully expect that we'll be invited to your wedding out at the farm.
Absolutely. And the little kids who I'm surprised right now aren't banging down the door. They've been up for the last hour. They were in here, then they were out. For some reason, they're quiet right now, which also could be dangerous.
I know. You might have to go check out the scene.
You'll definitely be invited out there. And listen, kudos to you. Congratulations. You're right. I don't think there's any other pundit in America that would have believed that Trump had the legs to last this far. And so far, it looks like he's going to be the nominee.
I think he's going to be the nominee, and I believe he's going to win. But here's the bottom line, Joe. The difference between me and everybody else is that I have great listeners who call me up every day, send me emails and text and tell me what they're thinking and tell me what's going on. And I don't represent the elites in society. I represent average working people every day that have a deep commitment to their to the area that they live, their state, and the United States. And so they tell me what's happening. And that's why I make these predictions. The people in your district told me when you ran under dire circumstances, they were going to put you back in there. That's why I predicted it, and it was an easy win. I just listen to people.
It's funny. If you're connected to the people and you're talking to them, I mean, literally, you're engaged, you're having conversations with the people in the community, then you're going to get a real good pulse of what's going on. Similarly, and I think we talked about this, next to my law office in Sandston, I was talking to the people about the Brat cancer race, and I remember sharing with people, this was 3-4 days before the election, my next door neighbor, he has a car dealership, a small car dealership, and he said to me, Joe, everybody out in my neighborhood are voting for Brat or whatnot. If you listen to the people, they'll tell you what's going on, and so I think you're right. What I want to know, I want to hear your prediction in March or April or May of next year of the mayoral race in Richmond. That's the one that I, for some special reason, have got a keen interest in.
Morrissey is going to get elected the next mayor of Richmond.
We'll see. Let me know if your folks out there are talking to you and saying that.
That's my prediction. Look, to be mayor of Richmond, this is one of the most important jobs other than governor in the state. It's a strong mayor. It's an executive position. And people are not going to be looking for another political hack in there. They're going to be looking for somebody that actually is going to do something for the city, for the citizens of Richmond. Now, Joe, I know you're interested in that race. You've moved to the area. What is the potential that you're going to run, and how do you see it playing out?
Not making any declarations now, but suffice to say, I definitely have an interest in that office, but you hit the nail on the head. Unlike many offices where you can actually get elected and get by and do nothing, if you're going to be a strong mayor elected in Richmond, and it was 12 years ago that we went to a strong mayor, you have got to be able to come in there, roll up your sleeves, and actually be able to go to work from day one. Right now, although we maintained our bond rating, it's actually disgraceful that the capital city of the Commonwealth does not have its finances in order like it should. If you're going to have an effective police and fire department, if you're going to have an infrastructure that works, schools that are functioning, if you got a Department of Social Workers, a system that takes care of the have-nots, you've got to have a finance stream for that. And we were the last city and county in the state, in Virginia, to get our report in regarding our fiscal standing, and it was scary. And you're right. If you got to have run a city like it's a business, and whatever mayor, whomever is elected in November, better be prepared to do that.
Well, I think the other thing is by the time this comes around, this election, so everybody knows, is November of 2016, where we're going to be the presidential candidates are going to be on the top of the ballot. We're going to get a massive turnout in Richmond. And so you're not going to be able to win this by just outspending somebody, right? There's too many people are going to be involved. Too many people are going to have to know what's going on. So you're going to have to knock on doors, go out on the street, talk to people, get engaged, understand the issues. And look, we know one of the candidates in there, good guy, LeVar Stoney, in the McAuliffe administration now. But, this isn't a political operative job. And that's my concern with this. I'm looking for somebody to be mayor of Richmond that is going to be an advocate for the people there, that understands economics. One of the things that I like about Joe Morrissey is we don't agree on every issue, but He is a straight shooter. He's a straight talker. He'll tell you exactly what's on his mind, and he is a fiscal conservative. I mean, that's the thing that people don't understand. Joe is a fiscal conservative. He's for lower taxes to create a better environment for jobs. And so, Joe, I think, with that and the fact that you're able to talk to average people and understand some of what they face in there, I think you're gonna put together a hell of a campaign.
Well, I've got again, no declaration is coming today, but I got a degree in economics, minor in chemistry. I've got a law degree. I've got a master's in law. I run a business. I know what it means to vote on a multi-billion-dollar budget. I know what it means to have a payroll, have 17, 18 people working for you that get a paycheck. You have to run a budget. You have to be disciplined. And you're right. I'm very much a fiscal conservative. And, again, whether it's me or anybody else, you better come in to the next administration armed with a sharp pencil, ready to make cuts in certain area and be able to get our finances back on solid ground.
This stadium controversy, flying squirrels, that's been going on forever there, what's your position?
That's a no-brainer, John. That stadium should stay exactly where it is on the boulevard. It should be rehabbed, reconditioned. It's been there for 50 years. You could absolutely keep that stadium there, attract the same folks from Chesterfield, Henrico, Hanover, and Richmond that have been coming for 50 years, and still develop that multi-acre parcel with a hospital and retail. Let me give you an example. I'll ask you this: what's the oldest NFL stadium in the country right now?
Soldier Field, Chicago.
Good for you. Good job. That's exactly correct. It was built in 1924. It's unlike some multi-billion-dollar facilities that they build and then raise after 30 or 40 years. It's been renovated. It's iconic. And the actual diamond out there, the architecture and the plan to build it, it's an iconic structure. So what I would do, I'd spend several $1 million renovating it, build private dollars, and then use the other facilities around it to create a great sports complex. We've got a little baby crying here now. There's the Arthur Ashe Tennis Center nearby. The Redskins are up the field. Build retail in there, and then maybe even the Children's Hospital.
All right, Joe, I got to go, man. I'm out of town. Sounds like a plan. I want to thank Joe Morrissey, Myrna, for being with us today.